All right, Ram has given us the opportunity to take a sneak peek at the TRX. And this is the first time we've had the opportunity to check it out in person. Tim's probably going to take a closer look at it a little bit later, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to climb around inside and give you a look at some of the really cool details on this truck. So I'm going to flip the camera around and let's take a closer look. All right, so we are taking a look at the interior of the TRX, and perhaps the first thing that you notice is this very large screen. They have taken this obviously directly from the other Ram vehicles, and you will get probably a similar implementation of the features and the way it looks. We have not turned the car on. At least they haven't let us turn it on. They turned it on so we could hear the exhaust, which I will play at the end of this video. So we haven't seen what the interior screens will look like, but I anticipate it'll look pretty similar to what they have in Ram right now. So we have some hard buttons here, which is nice. I apologize, the sun is changing, so it's making things a little bit difficult with where they've parked this vehicle. This would not be my choice. Some nice touches on the edge. You've got the TRX badging here, with a carbon fiber look to that. The red stitching. One thing that they made a point of pointing out is the flat bottom steering wheel. So you can see that. And I'm going to say thank you to putting the icky suede up on top. I don't like that, and keeping the leather where you would actually put your hands. So thank you for that. Really nice jeweled looking Ram emblem there, and you'll see the TRX there. Something that you will not see on any other Ram truck is this right here. So you can go through the different modes of the vehicle, and notice that, launch mode. All right, so seating. You can see this really cool red, and I think they said that gray was probably standard. It's either standard or available. So you will see that. You've got the perforated seats as well. Again, you've got some more of that carbon fiber looking detail there. Seats. It has some suede inserts here, and that's going to be to keep you gripped in while you are doing some of that fun off-roading. You've got the TRX bit there, and those familiar with Ram will also be familiar with this right here. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of keys in here. I could be having a lot of fun. I'm not going to do that, but ooh. All right, so those are familiar with Ram. We've got that nice little Easter egg there. We did see a really cool Easter egg on under the hood, and the hood is not up now, so I don't know if I took video or just pictures, but I will pop that in so you can see that as I'm mentioning it. And you'll see here too, instead of a full running board, you just have this really high, I forget what they called it, but a high step so that it won't affect the ground clearance at all. All right, oh, you know what? Something else to point out is this very nice large panoramic roof here in the TRX. So again, also, and we didn't get a really good look at the pictures, I think, of these Bilstein shocks, but these are exclusive for TRX, and they're pretty cool. Oh, look at that. I believe during the presentation they said they had a really hard time finding somebody who had a coil big enough to accommodate this truck. They had to do it special. All right, so the rear of the vehicle, again, you've got the TRX badging here. You know, I mean, this is based on the Rebel, but they said something like 72% of the truck is all new and original. Something else I wanted to point out while we're back here is there is a full-size spare under here, and that is not going to affect ground clearance. I asked that question. They said it won't affect any ground clearance, and I mean, it's basically identical to the tires that are on, right down to the wheel covers, and they put it on basically upside down so the wheel covers face the inside of the truck, so if there's any rock or debris that kind of comes up, it won't mess with any of the coating here on the wheel covers. So again, some nice details, and you know, all of these vents are functional to pull the heat through and keep things cool. You know, you've got a nice bold grille here, and you can turn these lights on, which is really kind of cool as well. All right, so that is just a quick look at the Ram TRX, and again, I will float a picture of that Easter egg that we were showing under here, and it's really kind of cool and funny, and it made me laugh. So thanks for taking a look at this detailed review look at the Ram TRX, and thanks to the folks at Ram for giving us this opportunity.
But again, as Trevor had said, you know, the 2021 Ram 1500 TRX, quickest, fastest, most powerful truck on the market, backed by a 702 horsepower supercharged 6.2 liter V8, develops 650 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, at a top speed of 118 miles per hour, only limited by the tires at 118. Due to the off-road capabilities it needs to endure, as well as the on-road capabilities. We can get into some of those details a bit later. But again, today I'm just going to do a walk around of the exterior, talking about all the fine points, and I'll blend in the interior, and then Jeff will take us to a whole nother deeper level and some of the engineering aspects of how this vehicle was brought to market. First thing I always want to draw attention to is this flow-through grille with the open RAM grille is there intentionally for flow of air. 50% of the airflow comes through this opening. 50% comes through the functional hood scoop as well. There's steel powder-coated bumpers along with blacked out advanced forward-looking LED lighting. You know, when you go to make a turn, I think it's upwards of 13 degrees flex that happens with the headlamp, where it actually turns and illuminates the side that you're turning on for better visibility. You've got on this vehicle park assist and the optional forward facing camera. It helps out with the 360 surround view that's on this vehicle as well. Inside, Jeff will get into some more details, but there's two 8-inch by 12-inch air filters that help the vehicle breathe and as well keep all the dust and debris and water out. It does have the ability to do 32 inches of water fording. That's very deep. On the tire side, these are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory AT tires. They're specially developed for the TRX. There's a unique tread pattern all around. They're 35-inch tires, and the specs are 325, 65 R18s. They're on an 18x9 aluminum wheel. We have beadlock capable wheels that are also optional for the vehicle. These fenders are unique fenders, both front and rear. They create an 8-inch wider vehicle than a normal Ram 1500 and a 6-inch wider track. They're there to accommodate the 35-inch tires and the 13 inches of front suspension travel in the front and 14 inches of suspension travel in the rear, brought to us through our Bilstein Blackhawk E-squared active shocks. Jeff will get into some more detail on how awesome those shocks are that make this truck truly capable of what it was intended to do off-road. You'll notice here there's functional air curtains that flow through the side of this headlamp, go right through this fender and out this back end to maximize the flow and the breathing for the vehicle, keep it running as cool as possible. Looking at the lower two-tone, this is a diamond black crystal two-tone lower. All TRXs will have a black lower. It also comes in, of course, the old monotone version is the diamond black crystal is the only monotone version, so all black. Otherwise, you'll have the black on the bottom with 5 other colors available. That is the flame red, as you see here, bright white, hydro blue, billet silver, and granite crystal. Those are the other 5 colors in addition to the black color I mentioned earlier. Housed underneath these mirrors is a camera for the 360 surround. There's also blind spot detection with rear cross path detection as well. This here rail, although very short, on the side is actually the rock rail, primarily intended for off-road usage and protection, but there is an off-road side step as well that's better for everyday use and stepping on to get in and out of the vehicle. Moving back a little bit, this is a capless fuel fill. In the back, you've got 5-inch black exhaust tips that are fed through a true dual exhaust system that come all the way back from the exhaust manifold straight back and out these 5-inch unique tips. Modified tow hooks to accommodate the TRX. Rear park assist in the back. LED tail lamps. Not in this vehicle, but there also is the optional spare tire bed carrier, which accommodates up to a 37-inch spare. There's also a ram bar available that mounts into the back that you can mount off-road lighting on, amongst other things. One thing I didn't note when I was up there, in these fenders you can see are ID clearance lamps in the front fenders. They're there because any vehicle over 80 inches needs to have ID markers. This is 88 inches. So it's important to note that they're there for, thanks for Jeff for putting those on. Even in the day, you can still see how they're lit up. The 3 amber signature lights and the hood scoop. Move on into the interior. There are 3 levels of interiors for the TRX. There's what we call base, TR1, and TR2. The base interior comes from the Rebel, and it's performance cloth and vinyl. And it kind of has all the trim panels and the IP area of that you would find on a Rebel. But as soon as you move to TR1 or TR2, it's based off the limited model. I like to call it Limited Plus, where you have a lot of more suede, unique stitching, and other treatments that are really give it the intense impact that you'll find on a limited model. In this particular vehicle, which is a TR2 trim, you've got the optional red interior accent group. So you'll see a lot of red stitching and some red racing stripes throughout. The red racing stripes on the seats are normally medium gray stone. So as soon as you move into TR1 and TR2, you'll see this medium gray stone striping that you can convert to red if you so choose. Also available on the TR2 is the carbon fiber package, which brings in 12 unique applications of carbon fiber across the interior of the vehicle. You have a Harman Kardon optional system on here for audio as well, 900 watts, 19 speakers. Dual pane sunroof is optional. Also on this vehicle is our technology group, which consists of the heads-up display, digital rearview mirror, and along with that an LED gimsel in the back, center high mount stop lamp. From a performance standpoint on the inside, you've got A center console mounted shifter for performance inspired driving versus the normal rotary shifter you'll find on a normal Ram 1500. In addition to that, you have performance pages, launch assist, 8 dynamic drive modes plus valet. There's also the trailer reverse steering control in this vehicle that's also hitting our normal Ram 1500 lineup in 21 model year. Aluminum paddle shifters are first for the Ram brand, for again inspired performance driving at your fingertips. Flat bottom steering wheel, laid out in suede and carbon fiber if you so choose. In the back, you'll see what's called PALs on the back of the seat backs. It's called PALs. Don't quote me on it. I think it's pouch attachment something system. I'll get it straight before the end of the day. But it's a way of mounting different assortments for camping and other gear, right? For water bottles and backpacks and a whole number of attachments that you can do on the back of these seats. I think that covers what I was, the highlights of what I wanted to do is just a general walk around. I'd like to